Okay, we're back with the Rat Rod Gretsch. I'm going to take the bridge off and I'm going to work these screws. They're so tight. And when I mean they're so tight, they're so tight. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to lube all this stuff, find the exact screwdriver that fits into that slot, which is always important on any kind of guitar work. And I'm going to work these things back and forth because they're like way too stiff. Still can't decide whether I'm going to keep this guitar or not. I need to tighten the arm up. I think I have some Loctite somewhere. Right now we've got to do something about this bridge. These things do not want to move. I mean, it's brutal. So we're going to work on that. And we're going to tighten this arm. Here we go. Okay, we've got the bridge off. And another thing that I did note was the treble side was all the way down. You couldn't go down any lower. And, well, the strings are loose. And the action was good, but it might have been able to go down. So there's a couple ways to be able to accomplish lowering this setup. You could take a file. You could file a little bit out of that. And take the studs off and sand the top down, give you a little bit more. The other thing you could do is take a little meat off right here. Oh, don't really want to do that. The A string is particularly stiff, so I'm working it. I got the right slotted screwdriver. Always use the right size tools. Nothing looks cheesier than all your screws all rounded off. Yeah, it's a lot better now. Yeah, the A was a lot worse than the E. The E was pretty easy. Okay, so I got the E and the A. I'll just keep working them. Okay, I worked them back and forth, and I put WD-40 on it. And as you can probably see, if I get the lighting really good, some of the screws got a little, that's with the right size too. See the screws? They got worked. You know, the A and the D. It's kind of they were stiff. And I've seen this before, and I've seen them super rattly loose. You know, and it depends on where, if your guitar is made in the US, you're going to get the best parts. Korea, you're going to get pretty good parts. And then as you go into Indonesia and China, you'll notice on certain guitars that the quality of the hardware will go down. So I'm not saying this is bad quality, but this one is tight. I mean, whoever put the screws in here, I would have thought, unless it's done on some kind of machine, that they would think, yeah, that's too tight. Let's work that. You know. But just make sure, this is the third time I'm going to say this, make sure you've got a slotted screwdriver that fits real good. Because I did, and look at some of the screws are a little bit, I wouldn't call, you know, I wouldn't call them knackered or destroyed, but you could tell they've been worked a little bit. And another thing to do is take off your pick guard. Take off your pick guard so you can lower this pickup when you're adjusting the intonation. Because if you don't, you're gonna have your screwdriver here, you're gonna destroy it. Okay, the problem with the action on the high side of the strings, it wouldn't go down quite enough. I think I'm just gonna shave a little bit off the bottom of this. I think I'm gonna just shave so it'll go a little closer, because it only needs to be a little bit. You know, maybe, I don't know, 10 thousandths of an inch. Instead of taping it all off and sanding this, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to like sand this down a little bit. And it's pretty simple. I'm only going to do the one side, the bottom. And I'm just going back and forth. Got a little file to keep it flat and some pretty rough sandpaper. It's not rocket science. I just want to get a little tiny bit more action on the small side. All right, it's already 5 thousandths of an inch narrower, so we're going to go a little bit more. I've only been at this for maybe 7, 8, 9 minutes. So now you can see 15 thousandths of an inch has been taken off because I got a 15 thousandths of an inch feeler gauge in there with it. So that should be plenty. So now I got that little extra bit of action that I was missing. And when I did this, if I can take it off, you can see now it wobbles a lot. That really didn't take that long. And I just did it on one side, so I'll put this one on the top. No harm, no foul. There you go. If you got that problem with your Gretsch, I mean, I could have easily done that. Just seemed a lot quicker and easier, and no one will ever know. Let's see if I can get it. I'll take a picture of this one next to the stock one. See the difference. Okay, what I'm doing is polishing the saddle slots with some mother's polish. I did start out with the Dremel, but I figured why not use a toothpick? It's fitting in there perfectly. So I'm just working these slots. Finish off with a little bit of the Dremel. Okay, I'm going to take a little 400 and I'm just going to clean up the ends of these springs from the Bigsby. Just clean them up, smooth them up a little bit. Do you hate this thing as much as I do? The bar can't come up enough. It should be able to spin. Let's get rid of that. I hate it. So we'll just take the Bigsby right off to do this mod. And then that strap button post, it's a Phillips. So you'll have to take that out too, because it helps hold the end of the Bigsby in with the two Phillips screws here. Now it can come right off. Now we can get rid of that stupid knob. I don't know why they do that. Now you see, I have it taped, and if you can see this, the tape is a little bit high. See how the tape right here is riding up over the edge? So when I grind all that stuff away, I don't want to grind down too far. Basically what I want to do is grind this thing down flat along with this and just kind of polish it, because I'm not going to like cut off the end and round that off. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm just taking this thing off and polishing it. But this is just a way to be extra careful. You can see how the tape is sticking up. And here's my tool to get most of it off. I'm going to use a Dremel tool. I'm going to go find my safety glasses, and I'll probably do this outside. Okay, here's what I've done so far. Okay, so I got it cut off, and now I'm just going to level it, and then we'll just use sandpaper and polish it so it'll look all pretty, because you're going to see that nub. Now basically at first I'm just going to take this file. Notice I have it taped off. I'm just going to take this file, take this end down. Got it over a garbage can. Try to capture all the filings. Now I have some 120 I'm working it with. It's making quick work of this aluminum. Aluminium. Check it out. Once it's totally flat, I'll start using smoother sandpaper. Get her polished up. It's about there. Here it is, up to 600. We'll keep going. Okay, I'm up to 1500. Let's see what it looks like. Now, if you do this on a chrome one, be really careful about the edges, because you can polish the aluminum. This is an aluminum one. You can polish the aluminum and it'll just about match the chrome anyway. So here I'm going to take out my mother's mag and aluminium polish and just kind of see how simple this is. I mean, if you have just like a little bit of, you know, skill with hand tools, this is an easy thing. I hate that nub. Get rid of the nub. And because, look at that, because I went up to 2000, it won't take much. Look at that already. See that? See how shiny that is. I'll just polish it a little bit more and we'll put it back together. The nub is gone. All right, she is all ready to go, so I'm going to start putting some strings on this guitar. Okay, she's back together. See that 360 mod? I mean, you could take the nub off if you wanted to. And maybe one day I will. You could just make it, it would look just like that. Because it's aluminum, and I mean, if you cut it nice and used a little bit of a grinder, left it fat, and then took your time and went real easy, it would be easy to make it look like that. It would, I mean, this took, what did this take? This took me from start to finish less than a half an hour, I think. But if you wanted to wrap it around and make it just like here, it would probably take you, I don't know, it might take a couple hours to do that job. Snipping it off flat is really simple, but doing that, making it disappear, would be a little more of a trick. So there you have it. See, when you want to do an arpeggio, it would only go like to there. Well, you can see. It would only go to like there. When I do an arpeggio, how do I stretch over to this? No, I want it to come up like this. That's what makes this mod so cool. It's just ridiculous it even has that stopper in it. So now you see how that's done. Pretty simple. Okay, so it's all set up. I got the action where I want. The action's a little bit lower now because I sanded down that's about as low as you want to go. I sanded down that, filed down, sanded, whatever you want to call it. The adjuster, I just set the relief, and it's not much. It's not much at all. And that's about it. You can see the screws that took a lot of work to loosen. So now I got them where they all work. You can see I have the pickup lowered. So it's lowered, and I have a piece of tape across it. I mean, and I took the bridge off, which is this, if you get one of these guitars and these saddles are tough to move, just take it right off. Make sure you got the right screwdriver, and then they'll look like this afterwards. I just can't believe it. It came off like that. Looks like an old guitar now almost. Quality control, right? So anyway, it is a nice guitar. Let's see about where I have the action. I don't really know a measurement at this point. Here's at the nut. So the action's good. It's all set. All I got to really do is put that back on and call it a day. Oh, got to raise the bridge pickup. And we're pretty much wrapped this up. So, cool. Now it's got the 360 mod. Goes around. The next person's going to really appreciate that. I have this pretty tight. I have that pretty tight. This arm is not wobbling. It's staying, I like it like this. You got more control. Oh, did you hear that tone? That's tone. Yeah, it sounds good now. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go out of tune. You know, because it's subtle. It's not a lot. And it feels fairly stiff. But it's smooth, so it's good. Yeah. Even the dog agrees. Whoa. Anyway, it's been great. It's been fun. Hit that subscribe button and the like. And we'll do some more stuff. I think somebody wants me. Take care, everybody.